inside China's controversial $167 billion megadam. In 1919, a Chinese nationalist leader named Sun Yat-sen looked at the Yangtze River, the third longest river on Earth, and calculated that a dam built across the Three Gorges section could produce 22 gigawatts of power. His estimate was considered visionary, probably unrealistic, and certainly impossible for the era. When the Three Gorges Dam was finally completed in 2012 and all 32 of its generators came online, its total installed capacity was 22,500 megawatts. Sun Yat-sen had been accurate to within 2% 93 years before the dam existed. That extraordinary number, 22,500 megawatts, is the largest electrical generating capacity of any single power station ever built on Earth. It is more than 4 times the output of the world's most powerful nuclear power station. It produces enough electricity annually to power every home in India for roughly 5 months. And it does all of this by dropping water from a reservoir the size of Lake Superior through 32 of the largest turbines ever manufactured in a dam structure that took 40,000 workers 17 years to build and displaced over 1.3 million people from 1,500 towns and villages along the Yangtze. But the engineering achievement and the human cost of the Three Gorges Dam have always been inseparable. In understanding both, not as competing headlines, but as the product of the same design decisions, is what this breakdown is about. Welcome back to 4 Dimensions Infotech. Today, we're going inside China's Three Gorges Dam, the gravity dam structure, the Francis turbine system, the ship navigation engineering, the sedimentation problem, and the geological consequences that China's own state council eventually conceded were urgent and unresolved. Why the Yangtze demanded a dam at all? The Yangtze River is not just China's largest river. It is the central hydrological artery of a basin containing roughly 400 million people. And historically, it flooded catastrophically. The 1931 Yangtze floods killed an estimated 145,000 to 400,000. The 1954 floods displaced 18 million. The 1998 floods, which occurred while the Three Gorges Dam was under construction, killed more than 4,000 people and caused economic damage approaching $26 billion. Every serious engineering proposal for the Three Gorges site, going back through multiple Chinese governments across the 20th century, identified the same core rationale. A large dam with significant flood storage capacity could buffer the Yangtze's catastrophic peak flows before they reached the densely populated middle and lower reaches of the river. Flood control wasn't a secondary benefit, it was the existential justification that made the project politically possible despite decades of opposition. The site chosen at Sandaoping in Hubei province was not arbitrary. The Yangtze at this point passes through a narrow gorge carved into granite bedrock with a compressive strength of approximately 100 megapascals, among the strongest rock foundations available for a dam structure of this scale. The Zhongbo Island, a small rocky islet near the south bank, provided a natural division point for phased river diversion during construction, and the topography upstream offered the extended reservoir length needed to accumulate sufficient flood storage volume. The structure, what 28 million cubic meters of concrete actually does. The Three Gorges Dam is a concrete gravity dam, a structural classification that determines how it manages the enormous hydrostatic force of the reservoir pressing against its upstream face. A gravity dam resists the reservoir's lateral water pressure through its own mass, unlike an arch dam which transfers reservoir load into the canyon walls via structural arch action. A gravity dam is designed to be so heavy that the weight of the dam itself creates a friction and overturning resistance at the base that the reservoir pressure cannot overcome. The engineering requirement is simple in principle. The dam must weigh enough, with its base wide enough, that it cannot be slid forward or rotated backward by the water pushing against it. At Three Gorges, that requirement translates to a structure 2,335 meters long, longer than 22 football fields placed end-to-end, with a maximum height of 185 meters and a base width at the widest section of approximately 115 meters. The volume of concrete required was 28 million cubic meters, poured over 17 years, along with 463,000 metric tons of steel reinforcements, enough steel to construct 63 Eiffel Towers. The concrete alone was sufficient to construct a wall 1 meter wide and 1 meter tall running from Beijing to Mumbai. The concrete mix used in the dam body was not conventional structural concrete. At the scale of a gravity dam, conventional concrete generates dangerous levels of internal heat as it cures. The exothermic hydration reaction of cement and water, manageable in a building column or bridge deck, becomes structurally threatening in a pour tens of meters thick. If the interior of a large dam concrete section cures at a significantly higher temperature than its exterior surface, the differential thermal contraction as it cools creates tensile stresses that crack the concrete internally, creating permeable pathways through a structure that must remain watertight for centuries. The solution at Three Gorges used a low-heat Portland cement blend with controlled pour lifts, limiting each concrete placement to a thickness the heat dissipation system could manage, combined with embedded cooling pipes circulating chilled water through the interior of each lift to accelerate heat extraction. The dam was effectively temperature-controlled during its own construction, pour by pour, over 17 years. The turbine engineering, machines at the edge of manufacturability. Inside the Three Gorges powerhouse, the largest power plant building ever constructed, stretching over 600 meters in length on the downstream face of the dam, sit 32 Francis turbines, each rated at 700 megawatts and representing at the time of their manufacture the largest turbines of their type ever built. A Francis turbine is a reaction-type hydraulic turbine, meaning it extracts energy from both the pressure and the velocity of the water flowing through it, rather than purely from velocity impact as in an impulse turbine. Water enters the turbine through a spiral casing that wraps around the outside of the runner, directing flow inward and downward through a ring of adjustable guide vanes, called wicket gates, that control the volume and angle of water entering the runner. As water passes through the runner's curved blades, it transfers both its pressure energy and kinetic energy to the runner, causing it to spin. The spent water exits through a draft tube that recovers residual kinetic energy by slowing the flow gradually, rather than allowing it to discharge abruptly. The Three Gorges Francis turbine runners are 9.7 to 10.4 meters in diameter and spin at exactly 75 revolutions per minute. The design speed is not arbitrary. It is set by the requirement that the generator attached to the turbine shaft must produce electrical power at 50 Hz, the frequency of China's national grid. A generator's output frequency is determined by its rotation speed multiplied by the number of magnetic pole pairs in its rotor. At 75 RPM, the Three Gorges generators require 80 poles in their rotors to produce 50 Hz output, which determines the generator's physical diameter. Each generator's stator, the outer stationary winding, has an outer diameter of over 21 meters, making it the largest electrical machine of its type ever manufactured. Each complete generator unit weighs approximately 6,000 tons. The runner alone, the rotating water wheel component, has a diameter of 10 meters and weighs 450 metric tons. These components had to be manufactured to hydraulic tolerances of fractions of a millimeter, transported in sections to a site in the interior of China, and assembled inside the powerhouse on foundations that had to isolate the vibration of 6,000-ton machines running continuously for decades from the structure of the dam itself. The hydraulic head driving these turbines, the vertical distance between the reservoir water surface and the turbine centerline, varies between approximately 61 and 113 meters depending on seasonal reservoir levels. The turbines were designed for an average operational head of 80.6 meters, with flow rates between 600 and 950 cubic meters per second per unit. At full flow, each turbine passes water at a rate equivalent to draining 23 Olympic-sized swimming pools every minute. One persistent engineering problem the turbine design has never fully resolved is cavitation. Water accelerating through runner passages experiences local pressure drops that can fall below water's vapor pressure, flashing momentarily to vapor. When those bubbles reach higher pressure zones, they collapse violently, each event generating a localized pressure spike lasting a fraction of a microsecond. Millions of collapses per second erode runner blade surfaces through pitting, requiring periodic runner removal and resurfacing. Three Gorges' seasonally varying hydraulic head means turbines frequently operate off their design point, worsening cavitation throughout much of the year. The ship lock. navigating 113 meters of elevation. The Three Gorges Dam sits across the Yangtze River navigation corridor, and the Yangtze is one of China's most strategically important inland shipping routes, carrying cargo between Shanghai on the coast and Chongqing, 2,250 kilometers inland. A dam 185 meters high blocking this corridor would strangle inland commerce unless the dam incorporated a means for ships to transit the structure. The solution is the 5-stage ship lock, an engineering system allowing vessels up to 10,000 tons to climb or descend the 113-meter elevation difference between upstream reservoir and downstream river level in a sequence of 5 interconnected lock chambers arranged in parallel pairs on the north side of the dam. Each lock chamber is 280 meters long, 34 meters wide, and 5 meters deep, large enough to accommodate 2 standard Chinese cargo vessels simultaneously. The 113-meter total elevation change is divided across 5 chambers, meaning each individual lock stage handles roughly 22 to 23 meters of head difference. Water fills or drains each chamber by gravity through culverts built into the chamber walls without pumping. The water flows in from the reservoir above or drains to the chamber below, equalizing the water level across each pair of gates before the gates open. The gate valves controlling the culvert flow are among the largest hydraulically operated valves ever built, managing water flows sufficient to fill or empty a chamber the size of a large building in under 12 minutes. The entire transit time for a vessel to pass all 5 stages in one direction is approximately 4 hours, a significant operational constraint for commercial traffic, which explains why a separate ship lift was added to the southern end of the dam in 2015, capable of raising or lowering vessels up to 3,000 tons in approximately 40 minutes, using a counterbalanced steel lifting cradle system. The controversy: what China's own government eventually admitted. The Three Gorges Dam was opposed by a substantial minority of China's National People's Congress when it came to a vote in 1992, a level of political dissent extraordinary for a Chinese infrastructure project. The vote passed, but with over a third of delegates either voting against or abstaining, an outcome that reflected genuine technical and human rights concerns that critics had been raising since the 1980s. The most immediate human consequence was the displacement of between 1.13 and 1.4 million people from towns, farmland, and villages along 600 kilometers of the Yangtze Reservoir corridor. Many of these communities had existed for thousands of years. The reservoir inundated more than 1,000 archaeological and cultural sites, including temples, burial grounds, and ancient cliff carvings. The resettlement process, moving over 1 million people to new locations, often far from their original communities, with inadequate compensation for agricultural livelihoods lost, generated social tensions that persisted for decades after the dam's completion. The geological consequences were substantial and, according to the engineers' own assessments, worse than pre-construction models had predicted. The weight of 42 billion tons of water in the reservoir, raised 180 meters above its natural river level, increased pore water pressure in the rock formations along the reservoir banks, reducing their shear strength and triggering landslides at a rate significantly higher than the pre-impoundment baseline. In 2003, a landslide near the Qingan River tributary generated waves that killed 14 people. Chinese scientists documented over 800 active geological hazard zones within the reservoir area by 2010. The seismic situation is more contested. The reservoir sits above 2 fault systems, and reservoir-induced seismicity, the increase in earthquake frequency caused by water pressure changes in pore-bearing rock, was documented in the years after impoundment began. The Sichuan earthquake of 2008, which killed nearly 70,000, approximately 500 kilometers from the dam, prompted public debate about reservoir-induced seismicity, though the scientific consensus holds that the earthquake occurred on a fault system too distant from the reservoir for direct hydrological triggering. The sedimentation problem was predicted before construction and has been partially managed, but never fully resolved. The Yangtze carries an enormous suspended sediment load, and any dam blocking its flow causes that sediment to settle in the reservoir rather than being carried downstream. The original engineers estimated 30 to 60% sediment trap efficiency, meaning between 30 and 60% of the Yangtze's natural sediment load would be captured permanently in the reservoir rather than delivered to the downstream river and delta ecosystem. Sluicing operations, releasing high-velocity water through low-level outlets to flush sediment downstream during flood seasons, have reduced accumulation, but the long-term sediment balance of the reservoir and the downstream erosion of a river now running sediment-depleted water remain active engineering management problems decades after impoundment. In 2011, China's State Council, the government's highest administrative body, issued a statement conceding that the Three Gorges project faced urgent problems related to resettlement, ecology, and geological hazards that required immediate attention and additional investment. It was a rare official acknowledgement that the dam's human and environmental costs had not been adequately anticipated or managed.
The physics of a dam that slowed the Earth. The Three Gorges Reservoir at maximum capacity holds approximately 42 billion tons of water, raised from its natural river level to 175 meters above sea level. This mass redistribution, lifting tens of trillions of kilograms of water high above its previous elevation, has a measurable effect on the Earth's rotational dynamics. By the same physics that governs a spinning figure skater pulling her arms inward, moment of inertia determines rotational speed, shifting mass away from the Earth's rotational axis increases the planet's moment of inertia, slowing its rotation fractionally. NASA scientists calculated that the Three Gorges Reservoir increases the length of a day by approximately 0.06 microseconds and shifts the Earth's rotational pole position by roughly 2 centimeters. These numbers are real physics, measured and confirmed. They are also entirely imperceptible to human experience. A 0.06 microsecond day lengthening is 600 times smaller than the precision required by atomic clock calibration to matter in any practical context. The inclusion of that calculation in serious engineering literature says something interesting about the scale of the project. It is large enough that planetary-scale physics equations are not absurd to apply to it. That is a rare threshold for a human construction to cross.
What the numbers actually mean. At full output, the Three Gorges Dam generates 22,500 megawatts, avoiding the combustion of approximately 31 million tons of coal per year and the emission of roughly 100 million tons of greenhouse gases that would otherwise be released by coal-fired generation, producing the equivalent electricity. Against China's total annual electricity consumption, it contributes roughly 1.25%, a figure that illustrates both the achievement and the limitation. The world's largest power station, producing a quantity of energy that would have been unimaginable to any previous generation of engineers, still covers only a fraction of the consumption of a country of 1.4 billion people. The flood control record is clear. In 1998, before the dam's reservoir was operational, Yangtze flooding caused $26 billion in damage. In 2020, when the Yangtze experienced its most severe flooding in decades, the Three Gorges Reservoir absorbed approximately 70% more than its designed flood storage capacity, holding back flows that would have caused catastrophic downstream damage, and released it over weeks, allowing downstream cities to manage rather than be overwhelmed. That 2020 performance is the most direct answer to the project's central engineering question. Did it work? For flood control, the answer in 2020 was yes, definitively. For the 1.3 million people who lost their homes, for the communities submerged under 600 kilometers of reservoir, for the species whose migration routes and spawning grounds were permanently altered, the engineering answer and the human answer remain, as they have always been, two different things. If you found this breakdown valuable, subscribe to 4 Dimensions Infotech for more infrastructure and civil engineering deep dives. And let us know in the comments which mega dam or water engineering project you want us to break down next.